Why is self-upgrading? What I'm sharing through my channel is basically all about self-upgrading. And let me share why I think it's important to upgrade yourself or myself. One day, this thought occurred to me. How often do I update my phone, apps, or software? I often get notification that updates ready to install. And every month I have a bunch of apps waiting to be updated. And then I ask myself, what about myself? Of course, my apps and phones are important, but not as important as myself. And I realize that we often overlook the value of ourselves. And I notice the difference between apps and myself is whether the update is provided by others or not. And engineers keep updating the apps because one, they get paid for doing the job, and two, there's always room for improvement. But I know that there's always room for improvement for myself as well, room for growth in order to rise up to the next level. And the rewards for upgrading myself is beyond money and words. But the difference is that upgrading yourself can be only done by yourself. It can't be done by others. So unless people get motivated to take a look at themselves because of some dramatic life changes on their relationships, career, or health, they tend not to really care about it and leave this field optional. Whereas I think is the most critical, central, pivotal, core area that enables to build the entire foundation of oneself, including every single area of life, and to create and live the life we desire. And I've personally been always drawn to the topics of self-betterment, not just self-improvement in general, but the concept of self-realization and self-transcendence, because I like the feeling of being improved and breaking through the limits that I previously had. And on one side, of course, I sometimes get disappointed, let down, when facing some difficult challenges, but on the other side, I also get emotional fulfilled when I feel that I learned something new and expanded my horizon. And I realized that and opened a new chapter of my life. That was one of the source of my greatest joy. And I know it may sound cliche, but it really is cool to upgrade myself because when you upgrade your apps or any device you have, there are new features available to you. And it works pretty much the same way. There are new approaches that I can take or new information given to me, which plays a key role and helps me go on to the next step. Another thing that I found fascinating with self-upgrade is that there is no standard default pathway to self-upgrade, because upgrading yourself always starts from knowing yourself, understanding yourself in depth. And at the bottom line, there are rules of thumbs, but every single person is different. So how they are going to get to the state of self-realization is different from yours, because everyone goes on a different pace and has different things to resonate with and different opinions and beliefs and limits to break through. So this diversity is what makes this journey more interesting and fun. And the last reason that self-upgrading is so important. Imagine that the majority of people are mature and responsible. And what I mean by being mature and responsible here is being able to take care of one's emotion and health, being able to achieve emotional wellness and make themselves happy without hurting themselves or others. And it might sound simple, but I see that the majority of people are not on this level, and that's why there are so much crime, domestic violence, and wars going on. Because most conflicts start from emotional imbalance. And I believe that through continuous self-upgrading, we can achieve emotional balance that has more permanent and stable effect on us. And these mature beings don't create unnecessary negative dramas at home, at work, or in their relationships, because they fully appreciate their own life by feeling great to be alive and living their truth. How can it be possible for a person who's truly satisfied with his or her life to react and create some negative impact on the people around them? So, if the majority of people are mature enough in this way, the majority of critical social issues will simply vanish. And that's my opinion. And that's why we need to keep upgrading ourselves, just as a lot of apps and computer software hardwares are getting updated on a continual basis. And in this way, we will be able to share a better world with our family, kids, and loved ones. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you. Namaste.